Beyonce gave us 1,000 tickets with 24 hours notice. And going back to what I said earlier about IT systems, having a good one, well, we were able to get rid of 1,000 tickets in 24 hours for Beyonce.
Incredible. You said 1,000 tickets?
1,000, yes. So imagine, so when you get tickets from us, you don't know where you're sitting. You could be in the last row with Bob Uecker and at an event, or you could be, if you go to Yankee Stadium, for example, you could be in the last row with Bob Uecker, or you could be in the first row next to the Yankee dugout, because we actually have the seats from the owner on a very consistent basis.
This is the Choke Point with Chance Davis. I have special guest Al Maag with Vet Tix, or Veteran Tickets Foundation. Really appreciate you taking the time out to do this podcast. If you could tell a little bit about what Veteran Tickets Foundation is.
Well, first, thank you for giving us the opportunity, and thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Our tagline is really simple. It gives something to those who gave, and what we're asking for, that something is tickets. And we, if you want to even clear it up even more, I think we're the memory patrol. We're the morale team here. And what we're trying to do is create memories for our military veterans, our current serving military, and even families of K.I.As. So we've been doing this since 2008. And at this point in time, we have served over 1.8 million tickets to different people. That include tickets to concerts, the circus, family entertainment, and of course sporting events, which is our number one thing people would like to go to. We get these tickets from producers, the teams. We get tickets from just individual donors, season ticket holders. So instead of wasting a seat and letting it go empty, here's a chance for people to donate their ticket, and we then in turn get it to some military families who really are looking forward to the opportunity to go to something they sometimes can't afford, which is very disappointing, but that's the way it is sometimes.
I'm sure you guys get a lot of feedback from the families that actually partake in veteran tickets. Have you been able to see some of the maybe testimonials or stories that have come back from the connections?
Oh, goodness. That is one of the things I'm most proud of. The Vet Tix group has set up since 2008 the opportunity for people to say thank you. And that's how I really got involved with them. I was working for a $27 billion technology distributor in Arizona. And I had the access to a lot of tickets, and we were giving them away to people. And the young lady who worked for me told me, they're the only folks that ever say thank you. So I said, well, give them more tickets. So it turned out to be a really nice program that we were getting these responses from people. They're actually saying thank you to me as the donor at this company. And we were very pleased, and we think it was great to see the responses. We have approximately 98,000 testimonials on our website. So you can go on there any day and see the latest pictures, comments, and so on from the different families going to these events. And each one is priceless.
You guys serve all branches of the military.
Absolutely. At all eras. I don't care if it's the World War II vets to current serving.
I feel like there's so much scrutiny right now with people under the impression that resources aren't doing things, but it's clear from what you guys do and the testimonials that you guys are making a huge impact, and that's awesome.
Well, it's disappointing to hear any nonprofit not doing their job, not serving their mission correctly. And if people in those organizations are doing things that are frivolous or not accomplishing what their mission's about, that's disappointing. I would hope that never happens to us. And right now, I would tell you we are so proud of many accomplishments of late that we've been recognized for. Number one, and most importantly, If you are familiar with how nonprofits administration costs and so on, ours are under 4%. The norm is 10% and sometimes above what some of the nonprofits are spending for admin costs. We have a small group of people, and they are passionate about what we're trying to accomplish. So we keep our costs to a minimum. Our CEO, Mike Focaretto, who's the founder of this, was just named in 2015 to be part of the Hill Vets 100. So he's on the same list as probably Colin Powell and Senator McCain and some other great military people that are active today. We could not be more proud in that. And then lastly, there's a publication called Great Nonprofits, I'm sorry, and they named us the #1 nonprofit of the year in 2015. We were the #1 nonprofit in the military space, but now we're the #1 nonprofit, period. And that's based on these testimonials and people saying nice things about us. So nothing better than hearing from your fans and the people we're serving, and trying to do the best job we can for them and not us.
That's awesome. When did Vettix get started?
In 2008, approximately, Mike was at a Super Bowl game here in Arizona, and he knew some of the guys that were in the color guard. And the strange part about it, I would hope they changed their policy since then, but the NFL asked the color guard to leave, and they never got to see the game. I can't believe you invite these people to go to the game and not perform, but to present the colors, and then be asked to leave. I think that's pretty lame on their part. But Mike knew that, and he was a little upset about it. And then he got even more upset when he realized there were 2 seats next to him the whole darn game that they never showed up for. So here it is, 2 empty seats, and he's going, God, at least somebody from the guard could have been involved. So he took it upon himself to say there's got to be a better way. And he's one of these folks that just hates the empty seats. And when he was at Arizona State University, he started working on a program in school about the possibility of doing something like this. So he and a few others came up with, he's an IT guy, and so you could not do all the things we do without having a great IT system and computer systems and so on. And our team with he and Butch Hogan and quite a few others have really designed this thing very, very well. Our gang consists of veterans and members that their family members are vets or, in fact, current serving military. Butch is Army, and Mike is a Navy disabled vet from the Gulf War.
How big is social media in part of you guys' growth right now?
Oh, goodness. There are so many different things we're trying to accomplish, but we're very proud of our growth in social media, and the engagement of our 350,000 members is unbelievable. We get most of our growth because of this, because they're telling their stories and they're telling their friends that, you know, you should join this to get some tickets. We've grown in likes from, when I first got to know the guys and ladies at Vet Tix, before coming over after retiring, I think we had 40,000 likes or something like that. Now we're well over 125,000. And so we're growing on that. The Twitter seems to be a little bit less for us. Facebook is where it's at. Also, we're starting to do a little bit more on LinkedIn. That's going to be important to us as we get more involved in some of the groups that are out there, the military groups. Our biggest play is publicity. We're trying to get PR, whether it be in print or news, the print or online, and or for today, radio. And we're also working on public service announcements called PSAs. We created our first PSAs approximately a year ago for the radio, and we've garnered approximately $2,400,000 in earned media because of those PSAs. I think our story has been well received by the producers at these radio programs. And now we just a few months ago we've been working on and just saw our efforts come to bloom here with our first PSA for television, and we'll also be doing PSAs for print publications as well.
So for an average guy, if I had a buddy who's a veteran and he wanted to get involved in Vettix, how would he go about getting started?
Oh goodness, it's really easy. You just go to vettix.org and you'll see the thing about signing up. You sign up with an account. It's going to you're going to be eventually having to send in some information about your your DD 214, 256, I believe, are the numbers for your honorable discharges, and after that, you will go answer just some basic questions, and you will be verified.
If I have a friend that's a veteran and he wants to get involved with Vettix, how would he go about doing that?
Oh, it's very easy. You go on our site, you'll see sign up for an account, and you will put in your basic information as you would for anything. But then they're going to be looking for information about your honorable discharge. I think the forms are called DD 214s, 256s. I think those are the numbers, and it'll be, and then you'll be e-verified, and it doesn't take very long. That's the name of the system that is used, and it can be done very, very quickly. It can take minutes, and as long as you have all the information, there is so once you sign up, you also tell us what you're interested in. Some folks may be interested in just sporting tickets, sporting events. Others may be the arts. They may be looking for just family programs. So you tell us what you're interested in, and then you'll get consistent emails from us as to what tickets are available in your area. You're going to tell us how far you're willing to travel. Some people may be only willing to travel 20 miles, and others may say 200 miles, and to go see an event. So we know all this information, and we send this information on a very consistent basis. It's also on Facebook. It's also on Twitter, telling people what tickets are available, what's come available from the different teams and concerts. There's many tickets donated to us from teams and people and that aren't going to events. And we also get money from people. And every penny that we get from anybody goes to buy tickets. So we don't take the money and goes to the bottom line or anything like that. We go out and buy more tickets with that cash that we receive. Our other program, Hero's Wish, is reserved for a small number. We do approximately 45 a year, and here we look at a couple of issues how you can qualify. You have to you are being deployed or have come back from deployment, and you've been wounded. And I hate to say the word seriously wounded, but that's the case. And what they're looking for is a wish, like here, Make-A-Wish. Here's a chance for our great serving military to do something special with their family. Majority of the people want to go to Disneyland or Disney World, which is fine. And so, but I know I've worked on getting tickets to a Blackhawk game, and others I know have tried. We've also worked on tickets to some big NASCAR events. So again, it's their wish. They get a one-time shot at this, and we're very honored to do these things. And so far, we've been able to afford doing it every year.
What are some of the donors you guys have that donate tickets?
Oh goodness, we have a majority. I shouldn't say majority. I'd say half the NFL. We have about a third of the NHL. We have quite a few of the racetracks. So I'm thinking in terms of sports right now. And we have probably 40-50% of the Major League Baseball teams. So we're always working on the pro teams. Those would be, in my opinion, called the A tickets. So we're always working on those type of tickets. We get a lot of tickets from the Indoor Football League. We get a lot of tickets from the NCAA football teams, starting with Notre Dame, Arkansas, quite a few of the teams. We get a lot of bowl tickets, and so we're always looking for those A type of tickets. But then we get a lot of concerts. We had somebody give us about, I think it was 300 tickets for oh goodness, I can draw them for Aerosmith. There you go. With a couple days to go. My favorite story really is Beyonce gave us 1,000 tickets with 24 hours notice. And going back to what I said earlier about IT systems, having a good one, well, we were able to get rid of 1,000 tickets in 24 hours for Beyonce.
Incredible. You said 1,000 tickets?
1,000, yes. So imagine, so when you get tickets from us, you don't know where you're sitting. You could be in the last row, and those tickets are worth $2,500 each, and not bad. So the only thing we ask, these tickets are all free. We're getting them. We're either paying for them or getting them donated to us. They're all free to our members. All we ask them to do is pay a small delivery fee, and they'll never pay more than $15. It's less than $15 to be at. So you could be sitting at next to the Yankee dugout for approximately $14.
It's incredible to see how many people between the different teams and the Yankees and Beyonce and actors and actresses getting involved, like to just can bridge that gap, because I feel like so many times us as veterans, we feel like there's this gap between the civilian community, and to see what they've been able to give back since Vet Tix has started, that's incredible.
Well, we think we've just scratched the surface. We grew from approximately 430,000 tickets last year to 560,000 tickets. So there is some wonderful growth getting the tickets we're getting from people, and our goals are much bigger than that. We'd like to hit 1 million tickets in a year. Thus, we're serving more vets and their families. So it's our passion, and our goals are high, and we want to achieve those by reaching out to people. If anybody knows anybody at a team or a promoter of a concert or a theater or a family program, send them our way, and we're glad to talk to them. And if you know any folks who would like to become members, send them our way. Think of this, I believe there's 22 million veterans. And if we only have 350,000 people signed up, where can we go with members? Can we get 1 million members too? Well, we're obviously going to need, it's catch-22, we're going to need more tickets. But, we have heard this statement before. To be honest with you, I'm not sure who made the statement, but we believe there's 1 million tickets a day of all the events going on in America that aren't used. And when you think about it, and you've watched enough events, how often do you see the place empty in the top rows, the top balconies, and sometimes even if the teams aren't good, even the first rows aren't used. So there's a lot of seats to a lot of venues that aren't being used. And what happens is, if we do get the tickets, it's a win-win. We're making a family come together. Maybe it's going to help them reduce some stress. It's going to create some memories with their family members that they can't afford to do or haven't done in a long time. They might be coming back from deployment. Whatever their situation is, it's positive. And if we can get these people to go to these things, or one day go to these things, I believe from our research that they spend approximately $100 on parking, and maybe buying some T-shirts, or buying some other paraphernalia at the events, or obviously food and refreshments, probably a beer or two. And so it works out. It's a win-win for the people doing the event, because they got, instead of an empty seat, they have someone in there that's enthusiastic and happy to be there. We made somebody happy, and if they can get a couple more bucks that they weren't going to get, even with at the parking attendants, somewhere along the line, somebody's making some money that they wouldn't have gotten if we hadn't worked with them. So I think there's a tremendous amount of growth here, and it's my job and the team to make sure more people know about what we're doing, so we can garner even more tickets.
Absolutely. I think that connection is key. Within the last few months, I went to a Syracuse game with 4 other Rangers. They donated the tickets for us. We all showed up, and I mean, it was Rangers from Panama, early 90s, to GWAT Rangers, like all being connected in one spot, hanging out, not having to worry about emptying our pockets for these tickets, but just being able to hang out with like-minded people for a bit. That in itself for me was a tremendous experience, and I've stayed in contact with those people since. So it's amazing you guys are able to do that on a much larger scale.
You know, we did a survey. You asked me a question a little while ago about social media, but our engagement of our folks, if we put something on Facebook, there'll be 20,000 people looking at it or liking it or whatever in a couple hours. And one of the things we did a survey about our activities about 6 months ago, 5 months ago. And one of the questions that always either bothered me or I was proud of, the answers, was again, from these 28,000 people responded. That's a tremendous amount of engagement in itself. And the responses were, there was a high percentage of people, why weren't they going to events? Well, some people said they couldn't get tickets. And others, the biggest percentage, which was about 50-60%, if I believe, was they couldn't afford the tickets, which is, damn, that's upsetting. But there was about 12-15% of the people who just felt uncomfortable going out into the community. And like, oh man, that bothered the hell out of me. And then the other part of the survey was saying, okay, since you've got to know Vet Tix, where are you and all that? Well, people now know they can obviously can afford the tickets. They can get the tickets, so we've eliminated a couple of obstacles. And the third one was, I was very pleased to see half the people who didn't like going out in public liked the fact they were in areas with other vets, because a lot of them would wear their T-shirts saying Vet Tix, and they would all get to know each other a little bit better. So they felt comfortable being with their peers, and they made some acquaintances that way. So I found that to be quite intriguing from my point of view.
I didn't even think about that aspect of it. I mean, because you have veterans that have spent, their adult lives in hostile environments, and the only comfort they had was being around people that they were comfortable in those hostile environments. So you take a veteran into a crowd of maybe they're drinking alcohol, just large volume of people kind of bumping into you, getting in your personal space. Like, I didn't even think about the aspect of being able to go to a game that you can afford, but being around people that make you feel comfortable in that high stimuli social environment.
I fully agree. And again, I never thought of that at all. And the research did obviously bring that to our attention. And I'm glad we've been able to make a difference for some of those folks.
Since you've been with Vet Tix, maybe a veteran that you got involved with, or just anything that really sticks out with you since being a part of Vet Tix?
Well, on a personal level, I can tell you I have also a toy foundation where we collect toys. We raise money to create memories for young people and teens and children who are underprivileged and so on. And last year we told our people that came to our event while we're raising this money, we're going to send somebody on the Hero's Wish. They loved it. And the reaction of my being involved from everybody I talked to about being involved with Vet Tix, they think it's wonderful. They tell people. I'm so proud when they tell me that what I'm doing with my friends from Vettix is something that's very honorable. I couldn't be more pleased. So on a personal level, that's one story I can tell you. But I love hearing more from Mike and Butch and Ed and some of the other guys who they'll be just standing in line somewhere at an event, and they'll be wearing their Vettix t-shirts too, or shirts or what have you, and people just walk up to them and say thank you. Are you the you're the guy, huh? And they're not looking any for publicity themselves, and but when people knock on their door and say thank you very very much, that couldn't doesn't please us. It couldn't please us more. Uh, that's something more can be smiling about as we go to bed.
That's amazing. So as we wrap up, is there any way for the listeners to get in touch with you? We'll get to you or Vettix.
Well, let's put it this way: if you have any tickets, if you have tickets, or know someone who would like to donate tickets, whatever, you just go to vettix.org and it'll tell you how to give us the tickets, either electronically or physically, or we'll call. We prefer electronically. That's how we can move so many tickets. So you just go there. If you want to sign up, same thing. Just go to vettix.org. If you want to be a sponsor or like to get involved with us more, yes, contact me. It's Maag, MAAG, and phone number is 602-363-6038. I'm in Phoenix.
Awesome. And I'll post all your information as well to all the links attached to the episode. Again, I really want to thank you for taking your time out to do the podcast.
Well, as I said at the beginning, thank you for your service and thank you for this opportunity to tell our story. And anybody wants to ask more questions, please do.
Thank you. So stay tuned. Thank you again for tuning into The Choke Point. This is Chance Davis signing off.
Thank you.